Okay, so we are continuing our Winter's Daughter campaign, which is a module for BX or old school essentials. It's taking place in the Dolmenwood setting, which actually, if you're interested, people watching this, Dolmenwood is mostly fleshed out in a magazine or zine called The Wormskin, which you can get on Drive to RPG. They say there's going to be a Kickstarter for more stuff eventually, but there's, I think, 6 of them out now, so pretty good. And we're using old school essentials. And also in Wonders and Wickedness Magic, I have all the stuff to show. Uh, anyways, when last we left our heroes, as they say, we were entering into the top floor of this this tower. This tower made of a white stone, I believe, and it is sitting on a frozen lake. Outside the tower is waiting Adrian, our highest level character, and he's just lighting a fire out there because it's quite cold. Inside, we've got Piratessa, Feywin, and the Purple Bjorn. So let's actually start with Adrian since you're outside. Tony, let's know a little about Adrian and what are you thinking out there in the freezing cold, waiting for the rest of the people. They've been gone over an hour now.
Yep, Adrian is starting to pace a little bit, maybe trying to keep warm, and also maybe he's getting a little nervous at not hearing back from the rest of them yet, and also nervous of the knights who warned him of wolves in the woods, even though he hasn't seen or heard any yet. He's keeping an eye for them, and he's restocking the fire of what wood he can find, and he starts walking towards the edge of the water again, the frozen lake around the tower, and he kind of pokes his foot there, and hey, give him a little bit more time, I think, just a little bit more, and ooh, and he shivers a little bit, and he goes back to the fire, and he's just standing there by the fire right now, standing up with his crossbow out, watching and listening for wolves. That is Adrian, known as Smiling Adrian, the merchant slash thief.
Excellent. Yeah, you're able to break off some of the kind of standing boughs off some of the standing dead trees that are there. It's mostly these kind of evergreen style trees, so there's lots of kind of sap in them. So it's burning pretty steadily, even though the wood is damp. Though there's quite a bit of smoke rising from it. Although a little smoke never hurt anyone, I guess, right? Inside the tower, though, on the second floor, at quite a feast. Sitting around a table with several fairy nobles who seem to be ignoring you for the most part, and some fairy knights who are eating daintily, is our magic user, Feywin. Crystal, tell us about Feywin and what's going on down there.
Yeah, Feywin, she's actually currently floating, but she has tied herself down to a chair so that she won't float. And yeah, she is eating a good feast with some roast pork that's just like excellent pork, and some duck. She got some mashed potatoes and some collard greens and some rolls, and yeah, she is not eating daintily. She has been starving. And as she is sitting there, she thinks about her floating predicament, and then she kind of has a bit of a revelation. Hey, when I was in the other world, the goop falling from the ceiling is what made me begin to float. So what if the floating purple goop outside would make me go down? It seems like an interesting idea. And she begins to think about how she could prove this. But for now, she's going to fill her stomach and she's going to continue to eat. And that is Feywin Ravastra, the magic user.
Excellent. Right. It's kind of a strange feast in that it's probably the best food you've ever had, like consistently, like everything is the best. And you just think of something that you might want. Oh, the gravy would be good, and you look and it's there. It's like there. It seems to have every kind of food you've ever thought of having whenever you want it. Desserts, any kind of meats, any kind of fruits and vegetables are all there being served up on beautiful platters. Let's see. Upstairs, we've got who have just entered into the chamber, clearly a bed chamber. There is a giant bed in here, and a beautiful, you probably recognize, elven or elvish maybe, princess. She is probably the most beautiful creature you've ever seen. Her skin is like almost pearlescent. Her hair is blonde, but it's like the morning sun in the winter, and her eyes are when you see them, they're just crystal blue. You can start to almost sink into them. They're so beautiful. And she's wearing this like white dress, which might be considered a wedding gown, possibly. It is kind of floating a bit, kind of like you guys, around her, and you notice, which is probably pretty familiar to you, a very thin band of silver around her head. Holds right on her forehead, basically just above her eyes, a small crystal that's in the shape of a star. She's kind of sitting, kind of with her shoulders down, and she looks up, and her eyes go bright, and she says, "Oh, you've come." So tell us, Nikki, about Paratessa, and what are you thinking here as you enter into this
Paratessa,
space?
she's floating, and she's, after having passed up the food downstairs, is still very hungry, but she listened to Bjorn and his story about how we have to reunite lovers, and it's sad when lovers can't be reunited. And he convinced her to come upstairs. And as she's seeing this princess, she has the ring, and she is wondering now how the ring is supposed to break the magic. And she looks at Bjorn and she says, "What do you think we should do? Do I just give it to her? I don't know what we should do." And Piratessa is a magic user.
Excellent. So Bjorn, you guys can do a little roll off there.
Bjorn is a warrior who is 6 feet tall with green eyes and shoulder-length ruddy hair. He is dressed in brown leather armor, which he wears beneath a dark green kilt. He is armed with a mighty two-handed sword with V-shaped crossguard. He is skilled in using sling for ranged combat. And then Bjorn is narrating. My name is Bjorn Wolfson. I had set out a season ago on a quest to find Whistling Razor, the sword of the fabled hero Sir Chide, who fought in the Great War against the fairy lord, the Cold Prince. After my quest began, I became trapped inside a fairy circle in Dolmen Woods until I was rescued by my traveling companion, Smiling Adrian. Since then, I have resumed my search for the tomb of Sir Chide, where the legendary sword is said to lie undisturbed, alongside a moonstone engagement ring and the portrait of Sir Chide's beloved Lady of the Woods. I had entered into a chamber with dancing skeletons, but unbeknownst to me, some weird shit has had happened.
Yeah. So Bjorn, what happened? Bjorn 2. Mike. Oh, he killed him.
Yes, Bjorn. Bjorn was actually mourning the loss of his friend when he wandered into a fairy circle. As he was picking mushrooms in memory of Brother Fenton, he found himself suddenly transported to this room with dancing skeletons. And things quite amiss from what he had known. He had come in the autumn with the love of his life, hoping to free the princess. And this princess that just keeps coming to him in dreams. And so now, in this confusion, he believes that he is caught in a dream.
and that the princess is trying to communicate to him somehow. And this is the real Bjorn.
Excellent. Okay, yeah. So in that room, the Princess Snowfall at dusk, is her name. She looks up again, as I said, with her eyes, and she doesn't stand or anything, but her eyes get bright, and she says, oh, "Have you come? Have you come to reunite us?"
Yes, I believe that is why we have come. And I will show her the ring. I have the ring.
She opens her mouth wide, and you can see that she wants to like jump up and down or something. Like she seems very excited, but of course she's a princess, so she's very. She catches herself. She says, "Oh, after all this time, please give me the ring."
Yes, my lady. The one who loves you dearly wanted you to have this.
Okay. Yeah. If you bring her the ring, she will take it, and she will grasp it in her hand and bring it close to her chest, and she'll close her eyes and she'll speak in the language of Sylvan, which I guess Piratessa probably speaks. Yep. She's enchanting a spell. You can so she's basically, you can tell that she's making a magic spell, and you see materialize in the room with you the ghostly knight that you had seen before, the one who told you to get the ring. He opens his eyes wide. She opens hers, and they stare at each other for a moment, and he falls to his knees and he says, my love," and he reaches his hands up, and she kind of like, somehow she seems to be able to touch him on some level. She's like holding his hands as they're up, and they begin to weep softly.
We were told that the ring would be able to free the princess and end the magic.
All right, friends, let's not mess with the floating skeletons. What? What happened to the dancing skeletons?
What? Bjorn, are you okay?
Am I floating? What,
yeah.
The leprechaun? Where are we?
We're in the fairy princess's room, so, they're reunited. See? We reunited the lovers. Just like you told me that we were going to downstairs.
What the?
Remember, you told me we had to.
Sir Chide turns to you, and he says, with tears kind of coming out, he says, "My God, man, can't you see this is a private moment?" And he looks at Bjorn very sternly.
We're sorry, my lord. Please forgive us. We don't mean to impose. We are just mere servants of yours, hoping that you would be reunited once again.
Yes, thank you. I can't really thank you enough. There's not much that I could offer you now. It seems I have been entombed for a very long time, but we must give you a reward. And the princess looks, and she says, "Oh yeah, yes, of course. I'm sorry." And she goes, this room has, besides the big canopy bed, it has like a large wardrobe, and then also like a kind of a dresser, and on top is sitting like a box where that you probably noticed because she walks over to it. She opens it up. It's filled with these like really bright blue gems, and she says, she looks and she says, "What happened to you?" And she's looking at Bjorn.
What the fairy? What the hell happened to my hands? How are they purple? Who is this fairy? And is there a wedding?
Bjorn, this is the princess that we were supposed to give the ring to. And I'll say, don't mind him. Droons have his mind.
Oh.
He's been strange ever since our encounter with them.
Huh. Well, it seems that he's troubled. Come to me, child. She looks like she's younger than you are, probably, but she's not clearly.
Yeah, Bjorn's trying to like swim towards the ferry. It's like, what's happening? I don't know how to move.
Man, you gotta like push off the wall. She looks at you strangely. She says, oh, "I've never seen humans that flew so awkwardly. When did you learn to fly?"
I haven't learned to fly, milady. I just found myself all of a sudden here after entering a room with floating skeletons. And
My lady, he is so troubled. We found this, and she holds up her vial of purple stuff and says, "And it has made us fly. It has made us float."
Ah, she looks at it and walks over, and she looks at she takes it from you if you give it to her, and she
Okay, yep.
she takes it and she shakes it out, and it kind of like just floats in the air a little bit, and she kind of looks at it, and then she like scoops it back in, and she says, "Ah, yes, yes, yes. This is the kind of thing that happens when there is not a proper gate, and the two realms are pushed together like they have been by our love. So, in some sense, this is probably my doing. I don't know if I can do much about the flying, but she looks at Bjorn and she says, "Stay still for a second." And
Yes, my lady.
She goes and she gets a she pulls out a saw, and this like really long but thin saw, and she looks at you and she kind of like walks, and she puts it like on your head and starts sawing.
What are you doing?
It seems that there's two of them in here. And she's like sawing away at his head. It doesn't really hurt or anything. It's probably more tickles than anything else.
Two of them.
And so she saws for a bit, and then she puts the saw on the ground, and she grabs his skull and pulls it apart a little bit, and then she reaches in and grabs what appears to be hair, and she pulls out from Bjorn another Bjorn. So let's see if I can do this
Pure
properly.
is fascinated by this.
This one is not purple. And yeah, so you are so Yang, your character's still purple floating, and now your head's split open, though it doesn't seem to hurt. Mike, your Bjorn is intact and on the ground and not floating, interestingly enough. So you take
fumbles around. He fumbles around, trying to feel, what has happened to his head.
Well, this is amazing. Thank you, my lady. I feel free once again.
What the fairy just happened here?
It's okay. It's just a dream. We'll get through this. At some point, I'm going to wake up and we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I agree. That's right, Bjorn. This must be a dream.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the mushrooms.
Yeah, must be the mushrooms.
It's gotta be.
You're one handsome looking fella.
I thought so too. I was just gonna say the same thing of you. But yeah.
Pure Tessa gives the fairy princess a look, men, right?
she
mushrooms are crazy. Right, Bjorn?
Yes, my lady, please forgive us. We're imposing on this most auspicious occasion of yours, and we just wish your humble pardon. And could you just put me back where I'm supposed to be?
Ah, is that what you would like?
Well, I would like to be with my true love.
Hey, Bjorn, who's our true love? Do you mean Fei Win?
Yes, Fei Win.
Ah, she is lovely, isn't she?
She is. I mean, I brought her out here to help find the ring because I was going to ask her to marry me.
What a great idea, Bjorn.
It was.
This is such a wonderful dream. And the mushrooms. God bless the mushrooms.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Feywin, you've eaten your fill probably.
Yeah, Phelan's pretty much like full now, but she has noticed that like whenever she thinks up a food, no matter how odd, like it just kind of disappears. So now she's sitting there and thinking up like really weird stuff. Like, all right, I want some flatbread topped with tomato sauce, covered in cheese with pepperoni, sausage, and jalapenos.
And then an elf taps you on the shoulder, and they've got a silver platter with exactly what you asked for. Oh, would you like some of this, madame?
Oh my goodness, yes. And that's how pizza was invented.
Nice. Outside, Tony, go ahead and make a d20 roll against your constitution, because it's getting very cold again. Sorry, Adrian. Tony?
I guess he had.
Wow, it
more
would no, I
shenanigans.
could. It never would let me unmute. I kept pushing unmute, and it would not let me unmute.
It's very
I rolled
magic.
a natural 1.
Oh, all right, perfect. Yeah, you're built a very sturdy fire, and you don't seem to have a problem. The princess looks. She says, "Yes, but I cannot let you leave. She's back upstairs without being rewarded." Hold on. She looks like at the ground, and actually, you see that the ground actually turns completely transparent. At first, you think there's a hole there, but then you can kind of see the glint of it, like it's basically turned into like a looking glass, and you can see Feywin down there eating. And she says, she looks up. She says, "She's with you, correct?"
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
And then she
That's
turns.
not my Phelan.
You see her wishing for a to-go platter.
They bring a box. She turns and points at the wall, and it opens. The same thing. It turns clear. You actually see this from the outside too, Adrian. You see the whole top of the tower become like clear, and you can actually see people standing up there. I mean, it's pretty close, so you can probably see that there's the group.
So I can tell. I can see Piratessa and 2 Bjorn standing there.
Yep.
Floating.
And,
Floating
and
there.
the princess, yeah, it's floating. Well, actually, one Bjorn's floating, the other one's not.
He just turns back around to the fire and starts warming his hands.
That's exactly the right attitude. The princess walks up and she looks out and she says, "And him too?"
Oh, him? Yes. Yes,
Him?
he's with us.
Yes, yes, he's with us. That's Adrian.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me see what I have here. And she turns back to the jewelry box and she scoops out some jewels and she kind of like holds them like this for you to put your hand out. And she dumps. If you do that, she pours a few jewels. Let's say 5 jewels in each of your hands.
Okay.
And then she says, "But what is it you really want?" Then she looks at Piratessa.
I want to be able to summon the fire whenever I want.
Can you not already do that?
Not without danger and possible maleficence. I cannot. And I've come to Fairy to learn to throw the fire. I can eat fire that someone else makes for me, but I cannot conjure my own.
I see. Okay. So she looks at you and she says, "Remember that all magic is duality. If you create a fire somewhere, another fire must go out." And then she says, "Give me your hand."
And I will place my hand in hers.
Okay. You when she puts her hand on top of yours and she takes it away and there is flame in your hand.
Yes. I turn around. Bjorn, look! Look, I got the fire! And you see a little dancing flame.
Right. Your hand's on fire.
Wonders of fairies.
That is so. I'm so happy for you.
I am.
You might
Truly.
even call it fairy fire.
Fairy fire.
Boom.
That's very nice.
I was going to turn you back to not being purple, but after that, pun. No. She turns to Bjorn 1, so the purple one. And then she says, "What is it that you truly want?"
And then we cue his intro. My name is Bjorn Wolfson. I set out a season ago on a quest.
She pulls out the remote and hits the skip. Skip reboot. She goes, "Oh yes, the sword."
Whistling razor. The sword of the hero.
Yeah, she says, "Ah, the sword," and she looks over, and you see the knight. He's standing there, and he looks. For a second, he hesitates, and then he nods. And she says, "The sword is in the tomb. You will find it where you have not explored yet."
Nods.
And then she turns to the other Bjorn too. What is it that you truly want?
I want to wake up from this dream and be reunited with my one true love.
She nods and she says, "When you leave the tomb, you will be."
Thank you.
The
Thank
purple
you.
Bjorn gives him a big thumbs up and a grin.
All right, so she then sits down and on the bed, and the knight sits down next to her, and he starts reciting poetry, and then it's like a little bit awkward.
Bjorn grabs the other Bjorn by the heel. Because is he still floating at this point? Are they both
Yes,
still
oh
floating?
yeah. They're still
Yeah.
floating. Yeah.
I will grab them by the heels and drag them backwards towards the stairwell and try to exit the room.
Okay. As you head down. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he says, "Thanks, Bjorn. You're always a sensible fella."
Nice.
I try to be. It'd help if you'd be a little more sensitive, I think.
Well, sensitive, sure. I suppose you're right. But sensible, yeah.
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah, we're both, right? Once we wake up from the dream, we're going to be both.
I hope so.
Excellent.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
I
you
hope
walk
I
down.
can wake up soon.
Meanwhile, as you're coming down the stairs in the feast, an elf comes to you with an empty platter. When you said that you were thinking about a takeout platter, there, Faywin, and he hands it to you, and he says, "This one's made of wood, and it has writing in old Sylvan, I think it's called. So it's a language that you really can't speak, but you recognize it, of course." And he says, "This is what you wanted. 3 times a day, you will have what you like."
Ah, yes. Ah, thank you very much.
"You are very welcome." And he kind of like does like a little fancy bow. And as he does that, you see your friends coming down the stairs. Well, you see 3 of them, where only 2 went up. A non-floating Bjorn is pulling the floating Puritessa and floating Bjorn, who's purple Bjorn.
Hey, Faywin, guess what I found?
Yourself?
No, I found your true love. And he smiles.
She
No,
kind of looks at Paratessa.
Yes, they've been doing this now for quite some time. And there's 2 of them now, so it's even more fun.
Yeah, but you're not my true love, so don't worry. I mean, I don't know about him, but I know once I wake up, I'll be with my true love.
Well, good for you.
I'll say, Faywin, look
Gonna
at
miss
for the
you,
fire.
Bjorn.
Oh, you won't miss us. When we wake up, we will be together. Right, Bjorn?
Yes, I hope not, but that's fine. I think that's part of it. Maybe I have to embrace that part of myself.
Yes.
Like, Vaylin looks at Paratessa and goes, like, was he just threatening me, or...
No, I don't think they're threatening you.
Kind of
Somehow
sounded
I
like
think
a
they're
threat.
both in love with you. Or some version of you. Maybe there's another you. There's two Bjorns. How do we know that they won't open up your head and pull out another Faywin? That's what happened. She sawed him in half, opened up his head, and pulled out this Bjorn. And I point to the one that's carrying us or holding us.
Well, come here. You have to try this. I call it cheese tomato bread with toppings.
Ooh, let me try.
I
And
think we
then
should probably leave.
Bjorn, could you
I think so.
push me that way? I want before we leave. I just want to try that.
I know, but this is why I think I'm here. I'm just going to not allow myself to be so impulsive at times. And I think I'll listen to Pyrotessa. And maybe we should just leave. That Faywin, you know she throws fire now. All her neat fire tricks, pops it right up in her hand.
Yeah, you notice, by the way, I guess if this wasn't clear, that your hand's on fire. Basically, you're the palm of your hand.
Oh,
If you
does it hurt?
if you close your hand, it's contained. But whenever your hand is open, there's fire there. Because you did say you want to fire whenever you want it. So there you go.
Yeah.
And it's fairy fire, so it's like bluish and crackles.
Nice.
It's not particularly hot, but it will light things on fire.
Bjorn, this smells really nice, and I'm so famished. Aren't you hungry?
This is what got us into trouble in the first place. Remember the mushrooms?
Yeah, I remember the mushrooms. They were delicious.
Well,
But look, this
it gave
is
us
a
bad
circle
dreams.
that you cut into triangles.
What?
I can come up with some very interesting ideas, let me tell you.
Regular Bjorn, we need to go. We've done what we need to do here, and as they say, fairy magic is fickle. We might not be welcome much longer.
You know what would
You're
make
talking
this
to
even
me,
better?
right?
If we put cheese inside the crust as well.
Faywin, I think you should come with us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just give me one piece for me.
Outside, you see this. It's Faywin jumping a shark. No, but seriously, outside. So that's good. So you guys are gathering together. Adrian, outside, you hear a sound from a tree. A bird is calling pretty loudly, like tweeting. And when you turn, inevitably, it addresses you in this beautiful, soft voice, female voice. And it says, "Ah, keeping out of the cold, I see."
Yes, I have spoken with your kind before. It is very cold out here.
It seems your friends have done a great deed, and you are no small part of that. What is it that you truly desire? And perhaps I will be able to help you.
Oh, well, let me tell you what I truly desire. Well, back in the past, when we first started this journey, I had one thing on my mind. It was to go out and find whatever treasures that I could take and possibly hide from my companions, and of course, take my share of the actual party treasure. And go and do my merchant duties. Of course, I acquire these items and sell them. That was what I really wanted when we first started this journey. But this journey has made me grow in several ways, and I've seen the death of several of our companions. I've seen the strangeness of being in this forest. I've seen myself in the icy lake over there. And I know the lake can crack at any moment, and I could fall through. That is why I've not crossed it. But what do I want now? What does the new, smiling Adrian really want out of this? I want to return home to the city, to where my gravely ill father is in his little merchant shop that he runs. And I want to take that business over and do the right thing. That is what Adrian wants.
The bird, it kind of nods its head, it chirps a little bit, and it says, "See those acorns on the ground there? Burn
He
them in a
looks
fire."
down and he thanks of Enoch, of course.
Yeah, of course. She says, "Burn them in a fire till they are coal, and draw on a stone a door. That door will lead you home."
Does the bird fly off?
And then it flies off, yeah.
Adrian picks up the acorns and puts them into his pouch.
Perfect. Cut back inside. You guys are now down at the first floor, where the very small goblin guy is sitting on top of the very large goblin guy's shoulders. The one who gave you the mushrooms. Gave you, right? Because he was very nice and gave you those mushrooms, like a very nice person. And he says, "Oh, you're leaving before the wedding. Would you like a mushroom to go?"
Goblins? Talking? What? How? He looks to Bjorn.
Mushrooms.
It's okay.
That would go great on my tomato cheese
No,
bread.
I think we're done with the mushrooms. Thank you, sir. You've been very kind. Don't feel like we're harboring anything bad against your hospitality. You've done us a great service so far.
Excellent. Well, I hope to see you again. But typically with you humans, you're gone for a moment and you come back gray-haired and with a cane.
I'll take a mushroom for the road.
Okay. He is 100% open to giving you a mushroom. Go ahead and roll from the random shroom effects table. 12. D12.
Roll the 6.
Fantastic. Would you like to eat it now, or are you going to wait?
No, I'm very full right now. I'm just gonna take it and save it for later.
Okay.
Well, it'll be.
What's it look like? So I can write it down.
It actually, it looks almost like a white button mushroom. It just looks like a plain mushroom.
Okay.
Although you look at it, you can almost see, you know how like sometimes you see like religious people in food, usually toast, but in this case it's a mushroom. It looks like Enoch, just a little bit. Of course, you never met Enoch, so.
I never met Enoch, so.
Right, yeah, but that's what it looks like. Just a little bit like him.
Almost looks like a person. Huh, weird.
Yeah, weird.
Bjorn reaches out and he says, "Well, it'll be a shame to leave this place without something to remember it by. I'll take a mushroom too."
Oh, fantastic! He like looks back and forth, and now there's two of you, and he says, "Oh, that's the first time I've seen that one." Ah, yeah, please. And he opens the roll d12.
Okay. Oops. Go. 1.
1. Excellent. This mushroom is super, super tiny. It's like very cute and kind of brownish looking, but it's like minuscule, like the size of like the tip of your thumb.
Nice. Yeah, he puts it into his pouch.
Okay.
Here, Tessa will take one to do experiments on.
Oh, all right. Oh god, now I have to write these down. All right. Hold on while I make notes. Give players go ahead.
All right.
Roll your number, just so I know which one it is.
12.
12. It looks very. It's the same one you had before. Yeah. He looks at you and goes. Yeah, he looks at you and goes, "Oh, you like that one, huh?"
Well, I certainly maybe have some people who might like it.
Are you going to try it now? And you hear his stomach grumble a little bit.
She smiles at him and says, "Oh no, I've had my fill, but thank you very much. I'll take it with me and think of you when I do what I do."
Okay, fair enough. All right, just make a note of which number you just pulled so I can deal with that later, because I don't know what I do with my notes. And unless you're going to eat it right now, it doesn't matter. Just
hey, wait.
Your number.
Is he still talking in Sylvan?
He is, but strangely enough, and you realize this as you're kind of walking away, that it didn't sound like it. You've been in the once you're in here for half an hour, everybody can understand it.
Huh.
So yeah, so it's like you know normally when you hear a different language, you're like you have to like think for a second, but like you actually probably have that feeling. You're like, hold on, was he speaking Wold? And then you're like, oh no, he was speaking Sylvan. I must be getting really good at my Sylvan. Yeah. But now everybody's speaking it pretty fluently, as it would be. Cool. All right. So you're going back out?
first we need to, Bjorn, don't let go.
Right.
Oh, I won't. No, I got you.
That's what I was doing. All right, so let's do this. So I am going to need a piece of notebook. So let's see. Since you possessed by fairy magic, let us see. Well, actually, no. First, Crystal wants to experiment. I think to see if she can cure it. So I will do that first, and then we will do the fickleness of fairy magic, just in case you can't do anything about it. So you go out. Adrian, you know you've collected your acorns, and you see the door open, and of course now you've already seen the two Bjorns because you saw them up top too. But you see a normal skin color, the normal color that he was before, Bjorn walking out, carrying a floating purple Bjorn and a floating Protessa, and of course a floating Feywind, because everybody's floating.
Yeah, when he sees them all come out, he starts running towards the edge of. And then when he gets to the edge of where the frozen water is, he comes to a sliding stop with this large smile on his face, and he goes, "Oh, you all made it, and you've brought another Bjorn with you. I'm not going to ask what happened, but throw one of the weighted ropes over here, and I will help hold on to one of you."
Adrian, am I glad to see you? Phew.
Yes, I think the same.
But we just left him like a half hour ago.
Yeah, but I think I forgot.
Figures.
Well, remember that time flows differently in the fairy world. For all we know, he's been out here for days.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Adrian, here, and I'll throw him the line with the other me on it.
Okay. Yeah, so you would realize, of course, because you came from it, that you could follow that path back the way you came. In fact, you actually can see, as you look down the path, you can see those candles. Remember, there were a bunch of candles floating in the air? You can see them again. It's almost like now that you've turned around, you see it, you actually can kind of see that door where you came from. Of course, there's also, I put it in roll 20, just in case you're curious, there's also that big dripping purple slime waterfall that's dripping in reverse. And of course, there's an ice skating rink in the back, which nobody ice skated on.
I had an epiphany while we were in the house. While we were in the right world, or while we were in our world, the falling purple goo made us float. So here, if we touch the floating purple goop, it should make us fall.
It might, but what if it does? Like here, it made us really, really light. What if it makes us very, very heavy, and we actually can't walk out of here?
Well, since we're already very, very light, then the very, very heavy should just cancel out. It's simple. It's simple fairy math, really.
That's
yes,
why.
and you should go do it first, in Faywin.
Oh, of course, yes.
That's why I really admire that woman.
Adrian
she'll,
grabs Purple Bjorn even tighter, so he can't get into the purple goo right now.
Yeah, she's gonna say. She's gonna ask. She's gonna ask Adrian for like his weighted rope, because like the last time when she touched the stuff, it like got all over her. So she thinks now, she's tied up with the other guys. It might affect all them, too. So she wants to make sure it doesn't affect them.
No, I've got Bjorn, Purple Bjorn. I'm holding just him.
Yeah. So
you're not in the same. You're not like a balloon.
I just want to make sure that no one's touching anything that I'm touching. That's
No.
all I'm saying.
You're gonna free float.
Well, no, I just if someone has a grappling hook and a rope that hasn't been affected by the stuff, then I can just use that, tie myself to that or whatever.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah, exactly. Like that heavy rope.
Like this rope.
Yeah.
That I got right here.
So you're gonna bang it into the ground or something? That's what you're saying? Just I'm trying to understand what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll ask them to bang it into the ground so that and tie it up so that I won't float away. Because I just don't want to be touching anyone else while I go touch this stuff, because it might have bad effects or something,
Fair enough. No, that makes sense. I just wanted to get it clear. Okay, yeah, so you can definitely do that. So you get bounded into the ground, and then the stake anyways, and then you get a little push or whatever to go in that direction. So you want to kind of go into the upside down waterfall?
Yeah, like she's gonna pull herself down to the ground, so that like using the she'll like pull herself down to the ground, and then she'll kind of like hop over towards the stuff and like reach out and touch it with her finger.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you let any loose on the rope, you're gonna start floating up. Yeah.
Right.
But that's fine. I mean, you can certainly do that. You kind of go at an angle.
Well, I mean, it's pounded into the ground, so she'll like pull herself down to the ground,
Right.
and then she'll like bounce over.
You're gonna push yourself
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand. Yep. I gotcha. You can definitely do that. Go ahead and make a saving throw versus spells
Okay.
as you wash yourself in the.
Saving throw versus spells. Let's see. My versus spells is a 15. I rolled a 14.
Cool. Have you got a wisdom? Because that would affect it.
I do not. I have a 12 wisdom.
All right. Well, you go into it, and you keep floating up. It's a 50-foot rope, right? Let me see how tall that waterfall is. See if you get to the top of it or not. Let's see. Purple crack in the sky. Oh no, it's much taller than that. So you're now kind of at an angle. Well, you got you jumped at an angle, so you were kind of like splash, 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 and of course you keep floating up, and then slowly you kind of come back, so that you're. I don't know if you can see my hand. So now you're floating straight up and down above the spike in the ground. And you are purple gooed, and you can see that your equipment is all starting to float. You probably realize too, since you especially because you mentioned that it is true that when you first threw the rope, it kind of floated, but you probably realize that as the longer you've been here, the rope has not been floating. So on basically, you can put together that on non-living objects, it's not a permanent floating.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
All right. So yeah, she'll take her journal and she'll go interesting, and she starts making notes.
Yeah, when you dip the pen in the ink, and then all the ink just floats up in the air past you, and you're like,
like when she sees that, she'll like take the ink quill and like turn it upside down.
Okay, so you're like, all right, that's cool. You can do that. All right, so you see Faywin riding upside down. What are you guys doing?
I guess it didn't work.
Should we rescue her, Bjorn?
Rescue her? No, I thought maybe we could just shove her into it again.
Yeah.
I mean, what's it going to hurt?
All right. If you think that'll help.
You'll have to pull her down in order to do that, I suppose, right?
Yeah, let's get her. Could you navigate me over there, Adrian? I want to bring her down. I don't want her to keep on floating up and disappear from us. That'll be a shame.
Well, of course.
I'm pounded into the ground.
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
Anchored, right?
Well, Bjorn, she really broke your heart, didn't she?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's not the one I love. I know that now. So,
well, I still like her.
Yeah, but okay.
But once we wake up, we're gonna have real Faywin with us, right, Bjorn?
Yes, my true love. As soon as we get out of the tomb. Yeah.
Right. And then he scratches his head. It's like, where are we? I thought we were in a tomb before, but how come we're out here?
I can't go into the details with you. I mean, you're not going to understand anyway. I mean, clearly, you're not as smart as I am.
Well, you're not as burly as I am, right, Bjorn? And then he starts flexing in middle of the air, and he like does his Superman pose, and then he's trying to swim towards Faywin.
I would worry most things instead of flexing your muscles. I would worry about trying to get rid of the purple tint to your skin. Women usually do not go for purple men.
Well, my mind is with the sword as usual, Adrian.
Well, did they give you the sword? They did not give you the sword in the tower?
No, I'm told that the sword lies within the tomb. We should go back to the tomb.
Are you supposed to just walk in there and take it without any type of repercussion? Or, I mean, there's no traps in there or no creatures?
I am uncertain, but Sir Chide gave me his blessing. He nodded when I said that I am searching for his sword. So hopefully that would mean that he would not object or haunt me, even if I were to take the sword.
Well, we
Hmm.
did do what he asked us to do, so
Yes, I think the sword is supposed to be your reward, Bjorn.
Yeah. Well, let's get Fei Wen. We can't leave without her.
Yeah, let's go Dipper.
Now, Bjorn.
well, what about you,
What?
ground walking Bjorn? What you speak of wishes and desires? What did you get?
Oh, I, I, I'm waiting to wake up and be with my one true love again.
Ah, of course.
He
So,
thinks he's sleeping.
yeah,
His mind is sleeping. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, mushrooms. It's the mushrooms that we ate before we
yes,
got in.
it is the mushrooms. I'm never eating mushrooms again. I'm sorry. Way too many mushroom problems. Faywin, are you ready to do this? And he starts untying her from the stake.
I have one more idea.
And he goes, "That's okay. You just go with that idea." And he starts walking out across the ice in the direction towards the purple waterfall.
You're gonna drift her into it.
Yes.
Right. She's gonna take a container or whatever. She's gonna drink some purple stuff.
Okay. So you want to put it in a glass first, or are you just gonna put your mouth up to it?
Let's just put my mouth up to it.
Right.
I mean,
It's
worst,
basically like
worst case
slime.
scenario, my organs come out of my body.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's good. No, I like that. All right. So yeah, you go under the waterfall and you open your mouth and it's like pudding basically blobs, and you eat some. Yeah, go ahead and make a save versus spells.
All right.
I wish you'd have just waited till we could get back to.
Nat 1, baby. Hell yes.
All right. All right. Well, now you've messed with it too much. So you must.
Yes.
Now you need the extra table. Now Daniel has to open up another table. Another table.
Oh, made him roll on the extra table.
All right.
Yeah,
Looks like I'm losing another character tonight.
Looks like we're going for the. Oh no! No.
I've already
In fact,
lost like 2 in a row in Astonishing Swordsman.
In
See if I can go for another one here.
This is the curse that you can never die, and your character's just going to keep getting screwed.
Yep. I'm never gonna get to level up ever.
Oh my god, that'd be
Carlin
terrible.
Elvis story at this
Hold
point.
on. Okay, so go ahead and all right, make a second saving throw.
Okay. No, I did not make that.
Okay. You know what? That actually doesn't matter because I'm going to use this one instead because I realize that the other one's too harsh. Go ahead and you have a D30.
I can roll one on the thing.
Do it.
16.
All right. Oh. I'm just going to tell you because I won't remember. Whenever you try to sneak up or do anything stealthy, you get a terrible case of the hiccups.
All right, I'll have to put that somewhere I can.
Yeah, you can roleplay that. I'm not going to worry about it, but you can roleplay it. But insofar as that's concerned, anything else, you do not stop floating, though. You're still floating. Yeah, and also all of your stuff now is like really starting to like your hair is like. I mean, you're very, very, very. I mean, you were lightweight before. Like stuff starting to come out of your backpack, you know. Oh, not really. You probably was strapped up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can feel it like just float around in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, she'll definitely hold her journal at least very tight.
Are you done?
Yeah, Adrian
Yeah,
looks
I'm
at
done.
Piratessa and goes, maybe it would be best that we just head out of this area. It seems that she is becoming more lightheaded.
I think we should leave. I think we're pushing the limits of fairy magic here.
Oh
But
yes, I'm quite ready for that. And Ground Bjorn, I need you to
Yeah.
help me keep an eye out for wolves. The those beautiful knights that rode in on the horses told me that there were wolves in these woods that will try to get us. So you're the only one on the ground besides me, so I will probably need your assistance.
Well, that's okay. I mean, hopefully we'll wake up by then.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure you will wake up when one of them bites your arse.
Yeah, but it's a dream. So in the end, maybe that will wake me up.
we'll be
Yes.
careful, but we should probably get going.
Hey Bjorn,
That's what?
you must be my subconscious, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you think I'm shallow?
I wouldn't say that, but you're the
Look,
one purple and floating.
yeah, looking at Fei Wen, I'm constantly arguing with myself whether if I'm attracted to her just by her looks.
Uh, I don't know. This isn't the Fey Wind that I know.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Adrian tugs Purple Bjorn's rope and says, "Oh, I've had enough," and he starts going
Yes.
back to the path.
All right, yeah. You guys can move back to the path, and you see those candles. Again, it's like an archway of floating candles, and if you were to walk through it, you actually find yourself in this room right here with the statue in the one to the left. Oh, no, you break it. Oh, I'll ping it. That one. So if you're looking at roll 20, you're in that room. So basically, you see the two stairways going up, and you actually see the candles again there too. You're standing in about knee deep in water. It's a pool with a kind of little like these like blind like pale fish swimming around in it. And there's a statue in the center, a white statue of who you clearly recognize now as the princess. And you know that this is what you had seen through the door that you were trying to walk towards when you ended up in the fairyland. So you can just walk up the stairs, basically.
yeah, we just have to walk up the stairs, right?
Yep.
That's all we need to do.
The stairs that you came down are these ones, but there is another set of stairs.
Adrian wants to walk to that other side, the southeast side. What is that? Does it look about the same, or?
Yeah, the stairs look pretty much identical, and they're going up into a dark space. You know, they're both ways are dark, of course. They look basically the same though, as far as you can tell.
Piratessa, are you still lit there where you can show the way?
I'll open my hand.
I think we should just go out where we know the exit is.
Oh, well,
Should
what
just
if
leave.
what if your sword has appeared? The sword that has been promised to you.
Yeah, have you not seen the sword?
Yes, we saw the sword. I mean, you were obsessed with the sword. We never wanted the sword.
Yes, we do, Bjorn.
No,
We
I
can have
wanted
the
the
sword.
ring.
We can have the ring and the sword. We have the ring. So let's get the sword. And once we wake up, we're gonna be reunited with our true love.
I'm
And I
never
would have had
eating
the wonderful
mushrooms.
dream of wielding Sir Chide's legendary blade.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
Yes, I will open my hand so that my fire will show and people can see.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the candles are lighting this area, but if you walk up the stairs, obviously it gets dark. So you can use your candle hand to light the way.
Love it.
Yeah. All right, and let's see. Let's get you to where you're coming up on the other side. Is that how you do it? Nope, that's turn order. We don't use that.
Wait, was there a sword? Did you find Sir Chide's tomb?
Yes, there was a sword.
Let's go back and grab it.
We need to wake up.
Okay, so you enter into this room here, or you come up into it. I mean, I don't know if other people want to get involved in the conversation about the sword or not, but you're welcome to. I can't give you any information that you don't have. Okay, so you come up into the room. It's round. It's number 7. Okay.
Yeah, Bjorn's, just chattering on about the sword. He's like, Piratessa, have you seen the sword? Adrian, have you seen the sword?
I just tugged your rope even tighter.
Yeah, so
Going to the two.
you come up the stairs and you can see that there's directly across from you. You see a glint on that wall over there, the southeast wall. There's a large mirror on the wall. Let's see. That's the most noticeable thing in the room. Let's see. There's a silver framed mirror. You can see around the edge of it. The frame it's silver, and it's all etched with crucifixes and unicorns. Let's see. It's hung on the wall behind a statue plinth, but the plinth itself has nothing on it. You're seeing it from the bottom of the stairs. You see this as soon as your head pops up, so you haven't actually entered the room yet. And besides that, the room looks empty. You do see, you probably immediately think to look because you probably recall from before. There are, in fact, in front of that statue plinth, there are large gashes in the floor where something was dragged. Because if you remember before.
Oh, I do not believe we should continue this way. There may be trouble afoot.
Yeah,
I'm all with you.
They're going back. The dragged scratches are going back towards the entrance.
Let's go. I think walking Bjorn. I think you're the best solution. We go back the way we come and go straight to the good knight's room and see if the sword is still there waiting for the floating Bjorn.
Yes. If that will get us out of here, let's
you'll
do
wake
it.
up. Yes, and you'll wake up to a brand new day.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So essentially what happens is you go down the stairs, and when you walk through the candles, you're back in the forest again. But you take a few steps forward, you turn around, you see the candles are behind you, and you just turn around and walk back. It wouldn't be that hard for you to figure that out. And you'll end up back in the room with the statue. So that's basically like a magical portal. If that's not super obvious. So you can go back up the way you came. So you're back in this room here. You go up the stairs to the west, and you're in that room with the statue of the print. You clearly see there's a princess now. She has the blindfold around her eyes, remember, and she's making a shh look. And of course, you could go to the east, which is the entrance, or you could go north, back through that chapel that was destroyed.
Yeah, Adrian would go north then because he would know probably the way to get back to the knight's room. He'd just go the easiest way, the north.
Yeah, if you're just going to go back, then I'll just narrate as you guys go, unless anything happens. So you go back through the chapel. There's a statue there. Nobody really recognized through that door. You come up around the corner. You enter into that area with the columns that are very intricately carved with huge relief scenes, and you see the dogs. They have stayed where they were. So in other words, they're not where they are on this map. They've walked forward, holding the doors open. And you walk up into the tomb area, and let me just get the description of the tomb again. Remember that the tomb is. He's not there clearly. You see on the wall opposite of the door that kind of portrait of the princess. It's a bit dirty, but it's quite beautiful. You probably take a second to look at it since you really didn't spend time looking at it before. You see the stone coffer itself with the knight's skeleton in it. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to look in there?
Yep.
I'm just going to Adrian is what he's going to do. He's going to stand outside and just kind of let the rope out that's got Purple Bjorn and let Purple Bjorn float in there.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So, Purple Bjorn, you float across the ceiling, basically, and you're looking down. They had opened up the coffer so you can actually look into it. And you see a skeleton of, clearly the knight. You know that now. He's dressed in plate mail, but it's completely rusted. He is, but on his arms, the front part of his arms, he's got these bracers that are made of copper on both arms, so two of them, and each one has an owl on it, and the eyes of the owls are amethysts. He does not have a ring on his finger anymore because you guys already took that. Otherwise, it's empty. There's no sword in here.
Yeah, he's gonna say, I see no sword over there. But still, the hero's gears are to be treasured. And then he's gonna push himself against the ceiling and basically and try to get those bracers.
Yeah, you can do that. You float down and grab the edge of I mean, you just don't weigh anything. It's not like you're being forced up, so you can hold yourself down with your normal strength. Yeah, you remove them from the bones, and of course the bones are so old they kind of crumble, and the plate mail crushes around it. Also in this room, by the way, I don't know why it's at the very end, and I wish we had to say it. There's a 4 foot tall candlestick made of silver. So yeah, you take the bracers. They look quite nice. I mean, they're copper, so they're a bit verdigris. You'll have to polish them, but they look like they're quite valuable.
It does not look like a sword to me.
It does not, but it is a gear belonging to a sword, Sir Chide, and may his legacy once again live and bless us. And then he puts him on.
Okay. Yeah, you can put them on right. Right onto your arms. They clamp on. Maybe there's like leather straps, whatever. They're kind of old, so you probably have to replace that leather at some point. You're probably like old leather. You pull it, like dust comes off it. You're like, but yeah, they're quite nice actually.
Yep.
So you are
did he not tell you where to find his sword at?
He said that if we were to look around the tomb, it may be in a place that we haven't looked. But since I have not looked into this room, I thought it would be here. And he pushes himself again against the wall and tries to grab that, what was it, 4 foot tall.
The candlestick.
Candlestick.
Yeah, the candlestick. There's a candlestick, and there's also the painting. I guess those are the two.
Yeah, I mean, he's wondering whether if that's like the sword in disguise.
No, you lift it. It's a candlestick. Yeah, there's actually a candle on it. It's burning.
Yeah.
Although actually, the candle's not burning anymore because he's gone. Sorry.
Yep, he navigates his way, crawling on the ceiling back to Adrian and Bjorn too.
Hey,
Did
Daniel,
you find it?
I'm gonna ping something on the map here. Is this like another hallway that we saw, or is that just stop right there?
No, it's a hallway.
Okay.
You've not been there. Yeah. You didn't really investigate it. I mean, I guess probably walking over there with the lantern or something, you would have seen that maybe it goes down and turns. But you really never went that way.
Well, Purple Bjorn, since you have not found your treasure, as the other Bjorn is looking for true love, which you will find one day. There was this other hallway just back in the right behind me here. We could go that way and look for your sword.
Thank you, Adrian. Let's go over there and find out whether if the sword lies in wait.
Okay, so you're gonna leave the candlestick in the painting?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, everybody who's floating, roll a d12.
D12. Alrighty. And 12. I keep rolling a 12 on this die.
Oh no. Okay.
10.
10.
4.
4? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Hold on. I better write that down.
I explode.
No. I mean, maybe. I never say no to that, but it's not immediate at least. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna just put it in my notes because I don't know what happened to my note here. Floating magic. I just want to make a note of when they're gonna. So Paratessa is and Bjorn is nice. Oh, that's unfortunate. And Faywin. I know how to say it, but I can never spell it, so I'm just gonna spell it the way I want to. No matter how you spell it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. You say it just like it looks. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I had to make note of that. And actually, can you guys tell me your mushroom numbers too, so I'll just write them down.
12.
1.
The number we rolled before for the mushroom.
Yep.
6.
That's how I know when you eventually eat them. 'Cause I can just tell that 6 months from now, you guys are gonna be like, "I ate that mushroom," and I'm gonna be like, "What?" I would just make you roll again randomly. That's what I should have done in the first place. Anyways, but since I didn't, and I already like what you got, I'm happy. All right, so you guys come back out, and you see that corridor, which has not been explored yet, and you make your way down. You can see that it ends in a doorway here. Let me just see if the doorway says anything in particular on it. Nope. The door is just a plain old door.
Adrian hands the flying Bjorn back to the walking Bjorn rope and says, "Well, hold on to yourself just a moment, and I will check the door for us. And I'm going to go up and find traps, remove traps. I have 4 in both of them."
Okay, fantastic. It looks well. I mean, you don't need to remove because there's no traps. You see no traps, and it is unlocked.
He opens the door.
Excellent. You open the door, and there is a room with a whole bunch of statues. Let's see if I can move this. People on roll 20 can see it. This entire room, unlike the rest of the place, is completely cut out of dark stone, and then all of those statues are also dark stone. So it has this almost eerie sight because everything's just dark in here, and all you're really seeing is like the highlights and reflections from your candle hand. You see there though that there are 7 statues of men in armor. Each one is armed. The statues are made out of this black stone, but they're each holding an actual weapon. One is holding a flamed mace. One is holding a morning star. One is holding a battle axe, I should say. One has a war hammer. Oh, the battle axe is engraved with a horse's head. The war hammer is the head is shaped like a boar. One has a long sword with the wavy blood grooves in it. One is a halberd, which has a pendant on it, but the pendant is all moldy. And one has a spear with a serrated blade. Beyond that, you can see on the walls it's covered with what appear to be murals, but the murals are covered in this kind of like very thick yellow, almost like mold, and it's a bit damp in here. Beyond that, you see a door to the south. Oh no, you see the a pathway to the south. And of course, using a little D&D math, you would realize that goes into that other round room, even though you probably can't actually see into it.
Bjorn has had a dream, seeing himself wield the sword of Sir Chide in the past. That's one of the, reasons why he set out on this quest. Does he see that sword? The sword that's being held by...
Yeah, this sword looks very familiar to you.
Okay.
It's a very unique looking sword, and you kind of, in your dreams, the sword actually had a bit of like almost like a bluish glow to it. This one is not glowing though, but otherwise it looks just like it as far as the cut of it.
Yeah, he's gonna tell the others. That is the sword that I believe I saw in the dreams.
Well, let me push you in there and go and recover your sword.
Yeah, we can do this.
All right.
I got him. I grab you by the ankle and I'll walk in with you.
How tall is the ceiling?
The ceilings in this place are about 12 foot.
12 foot, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bjorn says maybe I should go in there alone just in case these statues come alive and start to attack us, right? At least I ought to be out of reach if I stay up on the ceiling. Maybe.
Well, no, you would not be, but also you're like halfway across the room being carried by the other Bjorn.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe I should. Oh, all right, I'm already here.
Yeah. I'm just dragging you along.
I mean, it is just you in the room, really.
Yes.
It's me and myself.
Yeah, you can see that the statue is carved intricately, and the hand is like one of those old GI Joes. So like the sword's just sitting in it.
Nice.
So is this the sword, Bjorn?
That's the sword. I believe it is.
Okay, then you want me to take it, or can you reach it?
Pull me down.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle to get it.
I have him around the waist now.
Yeah, it's like you got that scene from Dirty Dancing where you're like holding by the waist.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're holding him, and yeah, you're able to draw the sword from the statue.
Yeah, he's gonna say a quick prayer to Sir Chide, and it's like, "Blessed Sir Chide, may your sword guide us to heroism." And then he grabs the hilt.
Yeah, when you grab it, the runes that are carved into the sword kind of alight softly with a faint blue glow, and then they fade away again. But it's just like that moment where it's like,
Nice.
and yeah, you have it.
I wonder what these other weapons do.
Oh, I don't know, but he found his weapon that is promised to him. It is time for us to leave.
Yes, that's true.
And you can wake up from your dream and become the prince to the princess that you dream of.
Yeah, but look at this battle axe.
Oh,
mean,
no,
that's
no, no, no,
kinda-
no, 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 no. Don't you touch it now. No, 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 no.
Bjorn, what do you think?
Well, we have the sword, Bjorn, and only thing that we need is our true love. I'm sure Faywin in real life will come to realize that we are warriors of true heroism and courage.
Oh, that's what this dream is about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Thanks, Adrian.
Hey, I'm just here to help you.
Thanks to-
Adrian, what did you ask for, Adrian?
Oh, I'm trying to get to it right at this moment, and leaving here will make me one step closer.
Okay.
Did you want to
Hello?
touch any other weapons or anything else in this room?
I would like to drag my fingertips across the weapons as we leave.
Oh yeah, they're very, very real and very, very sharp.
Oh, yes, true love. Love, true love.
Which way do you want to go?
The quickest way out of here, which I believe is straight ahead,
Okay,
from
All right,
my
so the-
reckoning.
that is the truth. All right, so is everybody else also doing that? Because currently the two Adrians are standing like right here. I'll ping. Can I ping? What can I ping?
Two Bjorns, right?
Two Bjorns, I'm sorry.
That's-
Now there's two Adrians.
Two Adrians.
We can't handle two Adrians.
Oh my goodness.
There's two
Ugh.
Adrians. Oh yeah, so they're like standing right here. So they're gonna proceed out. Does everybody want to follow them, or are you guys gonna go back the other way? Like, what do you guys want?
Yeah, Adrian is going to bring up the rear, though. He's going to tell Faywin and Piratessa to go on across in case something does happen, and he'll bring up the last.
All
Make
right, well
sure
they're
they get to
floating.
the-
Yeah,
So
to say who's carrying.
They're gonna.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can just use your arms across. Okay, that's fine. All right, yeah. So I love that you're making them do this across the ceiling, and you're just like walking.
Well, I thought that the other Bjorn, somebody had a rope with me on it. I think. I thought.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm just
I-
dragging you along.
Oh, okay. All right. So you pull her in. Okay. I assumed you let go because you grabbed the other one by the foot. Okay, you could drag her back. That's fine. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So you walk past. I guess what's going to happen is, go ahead. So we're going. The order is going to be walking Adrian, floating Adrian because you're dragging him basically.
Yes.
Piratessa, then Feywind because they're both balloons, right? And then finally in the back is going to be Adrian. Okay, cool. So go ahead, walking Bjorn, and make a saving throw versus paralysis.
Versus paralysis.
Yep.
Great. Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's a 19.
Purple Bjorn, saving throw versus paralysis.
$18, so
Yeah,
made it.
that feels good, yeah. Piratessa,
All right.
paralysis.
Yes, 16.
All right, excellent. Faywin,
Uh-huh.
make a saving throw versus paralysis, please.
Tell me what to do. No.
Okay. Adrian, roll d20 under your wisdom.
Oh my God! I actually did it. A 2 under 4.
Okay, you're about to step in the room and you see, the balloons floating past, and Faywin's doing whatever Faywin does, writing in her book or whatever, so she's pretty active, and then all of a sudden, she gets about halfway through the room, and she just, like, freezes. And she's still being dragged out, and it probably causes you to hesitate for a second. You're standing basically in that passageway, just about.
Yeah, when he sees that, he is going to step back. I mean, he's not going in the room when he sees that, and he's going to. Okay. Piratessa was just ahead of Faywin, right?
That's right. So they're yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, he's going to yell at Piratessa and go, "Step out of the room! Hurry, hurry! Something has happened to Faywin. She seems to be in suspension right now. I do not know what is going on, but you all need to step out of this room for now."
Bjorn, I can't step out, so you got to step out for me.
Okay, we're going faster, and I'll start jogging.
Nice.
With I'll start jiggling behind me as.
Yep, and Adrian's just going to stand in the north doorway, just to watch to see what happens, to go from there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they are, of course, carrying the light source. So you see them go.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you see them go. All right, and then now you can. So once they pass around that corner, you can just see like a bit of a fading light as they continue off into I guess probably that next room, and you can probably just get you can see the glow where they are because, of course, it's completely dark though where you are.
Yeah, I'll sit down and take my time to light up a torch then, so I can try to see Faywin again. I want to see what Faywin's predicament is.
Well, Faywin is actually, just so it's clear, if it was unclear, Faywin's still with them because
she's still tied to me.
Yeah, she's tied to him, so she's gone. Yeah. That being said,
I thought she stayed in suspension or something happened.
She froze solid, but she's being dragged across the So basically, she's she was active. You could see her moving around and talking or doing her hands, whatever she was doing, and then all of a sudden she was like. But because she has a rope tied around her waist, she's just getting pulled because she doesn't weigh anything.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. They still were able to pull her. Okay.
Yeah, because she doesn't weigh anything. Yeah. So that being said, because you did call it out, Piratessa, you probably turn around and see that Faywin looks like she's frozen, completely motionless.
Something's happened.
Yeah.
Thing 1 and thing 2 down there. Or
what?
Something's happened.
Well, that's okay. As soon as we get out, I'm going to wake up, and we'll all go back to normal.
But where's Adrian? We left Adrian behind.
Oh, that's okay.
He yells across, and he goes, I can hear you. You cannot see me. I'm going to light up a torch, and I'm going back through the chapel way. Just wait on me at the entrance if you like, or going out. I will be fine. And I'm going to light up a torch, and go back north and go out the chapel way.
Okay.
Are you sure, Adrian? Because we could meet you there halfway.
No, you do not worry about me. I know what fate has been given to me. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we just gotta get out of the tomb.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll take you a little bit to do that, Adrian. So you're circling back around. So everybody's in that square room, the one where you fought the crucifix and the holy book and stuff, with stairs going up that clearly lead out. You can see a little bit of sun kind of shining in through the doorway. It's probably near the end of the day now. I mean, you went in kind of in the morning, so but you've been gone for a while. So
is everybody ready to do this?
I'm afraid, Bjorn, if you wake up and let me go, I'll just float forever.
Oh. Well, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, so my fears keep me in one place. I get it.
But Bjorn, what if this is not a dream?
No, it is. It is. It's the mushrooms and that.
Yeah.
Mushrooms. So your fears keep you in one place. Okay. Time to go. It's okay, Piratessa. When we wake up, everything will go back to normal.
Wait. Just in case. How about you leave us near the mouth of the tomb so that we wouldn't fly away even if it is not a dream?
So you want me just to leave you here?
Yeah, just at the mouth of the cave so that if you do wake up, then you could walk away carefree, knowing that we'll be safe and we won't float away. You would say goodbye to this cave
I,
and
I got to let
wake up.
parts of me die. That's what it is. I got to let parts of me die and just stay in the tomb. I get that. Okay. I like these mushrooms. I think I've learned a lot from them. And he ties you guys up to whatever he can find there. And that.
Yeah, there's if you remember, there were little
I don't remember.
yeah, you weren't there actually. Yes. So there's little pedestals where the holy books were that everybody was fighting, which you
Yes.
missed because you weren't there, because you were actually somewhere else because you were in a different dimension.
Yes.
Bjorn too. So you can definitely find an area to tie them up. That is not a problem. That's all you want to do? You're just going to tie them up
Yeah.
and leave?
I will turn to them just before I go up the stairs and I go, "You've been good friends to me in this place. I'm going to miss you."
I hope you find what you're looking for, Bjorn.
Oh, I think I will. Well,
Yeah.
thanks to you, I've learned more.
Yeah,
And,
Bjorn, it was great that it's me who keeps myself all grounded.
yeah. And I got to be more carefree like you. You know, I can't worry about stuff so much. And I just got to embrace the impulses sometimes. Okay. Goodbye, friends.
Bye,
And
Bjorn. I'm gonna miss you, Bjorn.
Excellent.
I walk up the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up the stairs, and when you do, you take a step through the doorway, and you see all around you this circle of mushrooms, and your foot lands, and you are in the circle of mushrooms, frozen in time, because that's where you were. But maybe somebody comes and saves you. We'll see.
Damn it.
That's where you wanted to be. Luckily, there's a bunch of people with you that aren't scumbags. So, yeah.
Luckily, Adrian is with us.
That's right. Yeah,
Then-
exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of Adrian, I'm sorry, Chris. You guys say something?
No, never mind. It's fine.
Okay. Adrian, you make it through the same area again. You go back up through past the carved columns, the chapel, past the statue that's going, and back into that square room. When you get there, you have 3 floating companions, and not floating Bjorn is now gone.
Where did Bjorn go?
Where he
He,
wanted to
He
go.
woke up to find his true love.
Yeah.
So
He
it
took a
wasn't
step-
Faywin.
He took a step out of this place and he vanished.
So his true love was not Faywin or Karatessa, either one. And if he's found his true love and left,
Maybe it was just a figment of our imagination.
it could be. But let us. Oh, I guess I will have to hold on to all 3 of you now. Let's make our way back.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent.
Maybe y'all will come out of the clouds eventually.
Hope so.
Maybe eventually. Who
That was
knows?
a 12.
Not with a 12. Never with a 12.
Never with a 12.
No. So you step out into the warm daylight as it's hitting you, and you look around, and all the trees are bare, and there's snow on the ground, perhaps a few inches of snow. You see some tracks from small animals. Clearly, the snow's been on the ground for a little while. Your one day in the Fey world, you'll find later, took about 3 months of time in the world of humans, as you start to head back towards the village, I guess, right? To get the heck out of here, because you guys are hurt and floating. So, I think at that point, I think I'm not going to tell you how how you stop floating, if at all, because when we come back, because we're going to take a break from this campaign and do some Coriolis, you'll be able to tell me, because I'll let you all know exactly how you can cure your if you can cure your floatingness. Any final words from Bjorn? Oh, also Bjorn 2 will call you. Mike's Bjorn. You step into the fairy circle, and seemingly no time goes by for you. But next thing you remember, you're laying in the grass. Above you is pure Tessa looking longingly into your eyes. She says, "Oh, I thought we lost you there for a second."
Oh.
So anything? Oh, there you go. Right, you got what you wanted. Fairies don't lie. Any final words?
Exactly.
Any final words from Paratessa before we wrap up this segment of the?
So I was his true love all along, not Faywin?
Oh, did I say Paratessa?
You
Faywin.
did.
Oh,
Oh.
no! You know what? I changed it. It's Paratessa. That's what the. It's canon now. I said it. I screwed up the name. Sorry. Because I was looking at Paratessa.
Now
it's
I'm really confused.
No. It's Paratessa. And you look over, and Faywin is with Adrian.
I'm seeing her in a whole new light now.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like Fleetwood Mac. You guys just kind of switch. Anyways.
Yeah. Dreamweaver is playing in the background.
Exactly. All along you thought that your true love was Faywin, but it was Paratessa. Oh, there you go. Maybe
There we
you
go.
barked up the wrong tree there, I guess. So, speaking of Paratessa.
Yeah. And in the
this-
background, you hear some 80s, Breakfast Club kind of music.
Oh, all right. So, and does anything in this timeline's Paratessa? Anything that you want to say as we wrap up this section of Winter's
Well,
Daughter?
despite the fact that she's floating, she is excited. I mean, she's got a flame hand. That's pretty freaking cool to her and to me. And she has got some mushrooms to do some experiments on, and she is going to try to maybe Bjorn or Adrian will help. But she needs to build herself a little lab so that she can experiment on this vial of purple stuff and try to figure out how to stop the floating. But she's very excited. She got to see some fairies and, like I said, flame hand. So her test, all in all, despite her being hurt and random toads, is pretty happy with how things worked out.
How about Adrian? What happened with
Yep,
Adrian?
I do have an outro for Adrian. Adrian, goes back with them, and late that evening, he builds them a little fire when no one else is watching, maybe, or the rest of them's asleep, and he's on his watch. And he makes sure they're very secure. And he builds this little fire, and he pulls out the acorns out of his pouch. And he drops them in the fire and lets them burn. And then he waits till they're burned, and he knocks them out where they're cooling off. And he looks over and he finds this rock that is big enough to draw on. And he picks the acorns and he starts drawing and making this sketch, the outline of the door. And he goes, "Oh, it has been a journey that I've seen. I'm not the person that I used to be, but I am now going to be the person I should have always been." As he steps through the doorway, you go to this big city, and you see him walking down the street of the city, a beautiful day. And he walks up to this little shop, and he opens the door, and the little doorbell chimes. And an old, frail man behind the counter turns and looks, and you hear Adrian go, "Father, the son you always wanted is home." And that's the end of the story for Adrian, who is taking another path and will not return to the fairyland.
Excellent. How about any words from Faywin as you're? Oh, by the way, as soon as you hit sunlight, you are no longer frozen. Sorry, I should just mention that. So you're not paralyzed anymore, Faywin. Crystal.
sorry, I forgot to unmute. I guess Faywin, she unparalyzes, and she's glad she's no longer paralyzed, and she just goes back to town to do some research on this purple stuff and see if she can figure out a way to hopefully stop floating. Also, she enjoys her plate.
Nice. Yes, the plate is pretty awesome.
Like every day she enjoys like making a new dish.
It's like Bob's Burgers in there, making weird stuff. And how about Purple Bjorn? Anything, final words before we end this chapter of Winter's Daughter?
Yeah, so Purple Bjorn returns to the city, and once in a while he steals a longing and sad glances at Fei Win, with his heart broken, knowing that she's not really into him. But anyway, at least he's got the sword. So once he returns to the city, he finds a tailor to make him a simple leather scabbard to cover up the sword, and he carries it around with him. And as he, uh, walks up the hill, you see, the new day. The first ray of the light hit, and you see him mumble to himself, "My name is Bjorn," and then it fades into black.
Nice, excellent. All right, guys, thanks. That was an awesome first chapter, and we'll see what happens when we return to Dolmen Wood after Coriolis. Let me see if I can stop this stream here. Oh, unless do you want me to tell you when your flying will stop? Do you want to know now?
Sure. I mean, we can save it for next time or whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
Let's save it
Cliffhanger.
for next time. Yeah, cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, all right. We'll leave it as a cliffhanger.